What's up guys, I'm Dycaite and this is the third episode of 12 Up. On today's show, mysteries, glitches, easter eggs, fun facts, and lost and obscure games of the interesting variety. Warning, this episode contains a recounting of a disturbing real-life event. Without any further ado, let's get into it. 1. Final Fantasy VIII, Raid on DOLLET. Raid on DOLLET is a track produced for Final Fantasy VIII that appeared in the PS1 demo for the game, but not the actual game itself. Instead, in the final game, the song was replaced with a slightly similar track titled The Landing. It's speculated that Raid on DOLLET was cut from the final release due to its similarities to Hans Zimmer's Rock House Jail from the 1996 film The Rock, in order to avoid any copyright issues, though this has never actually been proven. Notably, the track was included on the game's discs, and is accessible via the debug room. Debug room, you ask? Well, maybe next episode. 2. TRIGUN, The Planet GUNSMOKE, cancelled. TRIGUN The Planet GUNSMOKE was a game that was being developed for the PS2, based on the popular manga and anime series Trigun. The game, developed by Red Entertainment and set to be published by Sega, was unveiled via a short teaser clip at Sega's 2002 Game Jam event. It is speculated that the game was eventually reworked into Red Entertainment's 2002 PS2 title Gungrave, due to the fact that the two share several elements, but most interestingly of all, due to the fact that the game's characters were designed by none other than Yasuhiro Naitao, the creator of Trigun. No official explanation for the game's cancellation has ever been given, with the last word from Sega on the matter being a vague no comment. 3. Sonic CD, Sound Test Secrets. The sound test in 1993's Sonic CD, accessible via a cheat code, down 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 left right A at the title screen, holds many secrets that can be found by entering specific values into its 2 columns, or sometimes 3 columns, depending on the version of the game you're playing. Among these secrets is a hidden level, which you're now seeing, as well as these 5 images, most creepily of all, this one, which caused waves in the Sonic fan community when first discovered due to its creepy faces, creepy music, and the supposed translated text, "Fun is infinite with Sega," signed Majin. Majin being the Japanese word for devil. However, it has since been clarified that it actually says Madin, a nickname of Masato Nishimura's, Nishimura having worked on the game. I still find it unsettling though. 4. Final Fantasy VII, Red Man and Test Zero. That's right folks, another Final Fantasy VII one. I wasn't kidding when I said, it is without a doubt my favourite game of all time, and always will be. I sincerely meant that. I promise the next episode will be FF7 free though. Wouldn't want to overdo it now, would I? Anyway, in Final Fantasy VII's Coral Prison, a well can be found, containing an empty item box. Simple enough on the surface, though ultimately useless, this well actually contains several interesting secrets. By using a program like LGP Tools to view the background file for the well, called JLin1, an odd-looking little man can be seen, who has come to be known as the Red Man. Upon first view, you might think that the Red Man was in the background all along, and just covered up by the chest. But upon further inspection, you'll see that he would not have been entirely covered up by the chest, and is, in fact, masked out by the game when played. So what is this Red Man? Why is it here? Why was it masked out like that? Nobody knows. It's heavily theorized that this was added by one of the artists as a sort of signature, but there is one other prominent theory that concerns the also mysterious Test Zero. Test Zero is a test battle with 4 overpowered guard hounds that was left in the Japanese version of Final Fantasy VII. This battle, interestingly enough, can only be triggered in one place in the entire game. You guessed it, the well in Coral Prison. Why leave this battle in the game? And why here? Is there some sort of connection here? Maybe the Red Man is there to trigger this battle, but was left in international versions of the game mistakenly. Well, that's the theory, but as of this recording, the true nature of the Red Man has never been officially revealed, nor has that of Test Zero, so a theory it shall remain. 5. Oddworld, Abe's Odyssey, Japanese changes. For the Japanese release of 1997's Oddworld ABE'S Odyssey, known in Japan as Abe a Go-Go, 2 changes were made to the game's FMVs, for different reasons. The first change that was made was to the game's opening FMV, wherein the Glucken's sinister plan to produce Mudokon Pops is revealed. During this sequence, in the original version of the game, a rather graphic, severed Mudokon head on a stick is seen. 1 week before the game was set to start its Japanese marketing campaign, a Japanese high school student killed one of his classmates, decapitated him, and hung his head on the school's fence. As a result, the image was changed to a much more innocent looking popsicle with a Mudokon face. This altered version actually went on to become the canonical version, with all future releases of the game containing it, rather than the original. The second change that was made was that the number of fingers on each of Abe's hands was changed from 4 to 3. This is because, in Japan, having 4 fingers is associated with a Japanese subclass of meat packers known as burakumin, and as such, Abe, a meat packer, having 4 fingers, was considered offensive to Japanese audiences. As a result, the developers edited all of the FMVs to give Abe 3 fingers rather than 4, but not before being offered by the group that was pressuring them at the time the option of leaving the fingers as they were, should the devs be willing to pay $1 million, an offer that Lorne Lanning, co-founder of Oddworld Inhabitants, later likened to extortion, and honestly, who can blame him? 6. Digimon World, Unbeatable PAL copies. According to several online testimonies, some copies of the 2001 PAL release of Digimon World on PS1 were unable to be completed, due to a glitch that caused one of the teleporters in Mount Infinity to not function. It's funny, because I actually remember playing this game a long time ago with one of my friends, and I distinctly remember not being able to beat it for some reason. I guess now I know why. It's too bad too, because this is actually a great game. Check it out if you haven't done. Just make sure you get an NTSC copy. 7. Resident Evil 2, Film D. In the second installment in Capcom's popular Resident Evil series, a secret item can be found by examining Albert Wesker's desk a total of 50 times in succession. The item, a film canister titled Film D, when developed in the Dark Room, is revealed to contain a sporty photograph of Rebecca Chambers. This Easter egg is commonly noted as having taken years to discover, although it was actually mentioned in the publication Research on Biohazard 2 Final Edition, which was released in 1998, the same year as Resident Evil 2. 8. Catherine, Spoiler Curse. In the days leading up to the 2011 release of Atlus's Catherine, a humorous image was put out by Atlus in the form of a public service announcement of sorts, after it was announced that there was to be a strict no-video policy up until the game's street date. Roughly translated, the PSA reads, "This is the sheep. Everyone, are you familiar with this frightening rumour? Anyone who reveals any spoilers about Catherine will regrettably die in a dream about falling. Ah, scary, scary. Everyone, so that you never have a dream like this, let's not reveal any spoilers. Particularly anything pertaining to the events after the 8th night will be instant death." Well, that's one way to market a game. 9. Half-Life, Gabe Newell Room. In Valve's original 1998 Half-Life, by utilising the no-clipping cheat, it is possible to find a small room textured top to bottom in the tiled face of Gabe Newell, co-founder of Valve, though you won't be able to see anything unless you use the flashlight. Well played, Gaben. Well played. 10. Super Mario Bros. World -1. In World 1-2 of the granddaddy of platformers, 1985's Super Mario Bros., a secret room near the end of the level can be found, containing 3 pipes, which allow you to skip forwards to Worlds 4, 3, and 2 respectively. If, however, a specific jump is performed at the outer wall of said secret room, Mario will actually glitch into the wall and be able to pass through it. If you then carefully approach the first pipe and enter it without the screen scrolling all the way, instead of ending up in World 4, you will be transported to World -1, a looping underwater glitch level derived from World 7-2. The full title of the level is apparently World 36-1, but due to a rendering error caused by the 2-digit world number, the only thing displayed is the dash and the 1, leading people to interpret it as World -1. 11. Frogger. Beat George's high score. In a 1998 episode of the timeless sitcom Seinfeld titled The Frogger, George discovers that his old high score set on a Frogger arcade machine years earlier is still standing. He decides to purchase the cabinet in order to preserve his newfound fame, but sadly it ends up being smashed to pieces by a truck while trying to rush the machine to a power source after a series of comical mishaps. In September of 2005, video game world record keepers Twin Galaxies issued a challenge. Anyone who could beat George's fictional high score of 860,630 points between then and the end of the year would be awarded $1,000. Nobody was actually able to accomplish this feat by the year's end, and as such, the competition expired unclaimed. However, on December 22nd, 2009, a man named Pat LaFay did actually beat George's high score, with a new world record of 896,980 points. The world record today stands at 970,440, a score achieved by Michael Smith in July of 2012. 12. ToeJam and Earl. Level 0. In the 1991 Sega Mega Drive, aka Sega Genesis game ToeJam and Earl, a secret level can be found by using one of several methods, like using an inner tube or a pair of Icarus wings for example, to travel to a small island in the lower left corner of the map in the first level, and then jumping into the hole in the middle of it. The level, known as Level 0, contains a hula dancer, a pair of women in a hot tub, which yes you can get in, and a rejuvenating lemonade stand. Rad. That's gonna do it for another episode guys, thanks for watching. If perchance you enjoyed this video, please do give it a like and or consider subscribing for future episodes of 12 Up. If you have a topic you'd like to see me cover on the show, please do let me know in the comments. Until next time, and all the times thereafter, I'm Dycaite. See ya!